What is up, comic book fans, and welcome back to the Local Comic Podcast. We are back again for a late recording. Usually we record during the day, but we had to shift the schedule a little bit. But we're going to get one in. So we got Sunday Night Football queued up on the TV, watching our money fly out of our pockets. And not much luck today. Oh no! Wait, we totally had some luck today. You know, it was.
We've
good.
won some bets.
We've won some bets, just not the big ones. Back again for another episode. Got no releases this week, but we do have some news, quite a bit of news actually. But before we jump all into that, it's me, Travi. I'm back, and my man over here, Phil, Rebel Recess. How you been, man?
Fantastic. Like you said, these bets, the big ones ain't hitting, but we hit some small ones. But other than that, I've been pretty good.
That's good. No more snow. No more lockdown. Nothing.
No more. No, but this 3-day weekend is nice. We got another day to go, so
yeah, that must be nice.
Yeah. Whoa, you're wild.
Yeah.
Working tomorrow. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how it is. Got to make the sacrifices. So, but it's I'm glad we were able to get this one recorded tonight and still get it out on time and everything. We did want to cover the news that dropped this week. Like I said, no release this week. We did have New Gods 2 come out this past week. I did read it, but if anybody else has read it, I want to read it again. And we'll talk about it really on the next episode. Or we might just pick up on number 3 and I'll just give you the recap then. But it's a little bit to absorb, but it's been really cool so far. I really like the direction that Ramvi is going. And the art is so crazy. Like, you can get lost in the art and forget what you're doing for a little bit. So it's really great. A lot of good stuff there. But I don't want to cover that this week because, like I said, I wasn't even planning on it being a thing. Like, I thought it came out later than it did, and so it kind of snuck up on me. Had to read it quick, and was just like, you know what? I don't want to give a half-assed review on this one here. So, so. I'm gonna go back through it, and maybe we'll touch on it next episode. But any good pickups for you this week?
What I pick up? Oh, you know what I picked up? that Rogue Savage Land.
Yeah. That one's quite.
Me. She's got me coughing.
Yeah.
Picked up that, and then just Ultimate Wolverine, which is a fantastic read. If you didn't read it,
I bought it. I don't have it yet. I had to order it. I haven't been out.
Gotta read it. My other copy came today that I ordered prematurely because I was like, I might not be able to get one, so I ordered another.
You know, so just for everybody that doesn't know, my guy is excited when he has bought a 1 in 25.
Very rare. I bought 2 1 in 25s in 1 week. That Rogue Savage, and I just saw. I was like, I can't. There's only one. I can't let someone else have it. I'm here. I have to take it. And then the Wolverine. Like, I got to take it.
Yeah. This dude does not buy ratios. He does not. Unless it's a ratio. When you buy ratios, it's a ratio that's been out for a while and you're probably paying more than you would have had you just bought it to begin with.
Probably.
I'm the same way though. I typically don't buy ratios unless it's like a cover that just absolutely floors me.
I don't think I have a lot in my collection, to be honest. But when I do see one, I got to get it.
I've had some random ones. My LCS at times will really surprise me, and they'll be like, "Hey, you're like the only person that buys this book on a regular basis," and we ended up getting a ratio from it. And I'm like, "Well, why? If I'm the only person buying it, why'd you order 25 copies?"
Right? Yeah.
But no. Like they've had some ratios come in, and they'll stick them in the bag, and they'll be they'll just. Sometimes they'll sell them a little bit cheaper, which is cool. That's always.
I think the last ratio I bought was Batman and Spawn, and who knows when that was.
Wait, was that when Capullo came back and did the Batman Spawn?
Yeah. It's the last one I bought.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably worth half of what I paid for it now.
Maybe it's possible. That's the whole thing. It's like I always feel like for me, I never buy the ones that like gain in value. I always buy the ones that just fall off the face.
So that's
of the
why
earth.
I only buy if I like it now. So like those two, I was like, I like it. I'm buying them. It doesn't matter what happens.
I got some things this week, just not new releases, which is kind of the reverse of what I've been doing since we started the show. Because since we started the show, I've basically only been buying new releases, and I actually bought some back issues for the first time. I stumbled onto a Whatnot the other night, which I haven't been on in quite some time. And certainly haven't done a stream where I'm selling anything in some time.
It's
And
a dangerous game clicking that Whatnot app.
it is. I turned the notifications off, but I somehow just found myself on there. And dude was closing up his store, and he had some good stuff. Had some of the Hush Run, the original Hush Run, that I didn't have. At least I don't think I did. And if I did, it doesn't matter because they were like all together like under $4 a piece. So
That's fantastic.
yeah, I'm not gonna get mad at it. It wasn't any of the major keys. I have all the major keys from the Hush Run, but it wasn't. It was kind of the other issues of the 12 issues, and I either have them or I miss. I know I'm missing a handful of them, so I just went ahead and grabbed them all because they were so cheap. And then I ended up getting a Swamp Thing number 6, and that one was raw, and it's got some love to it. But as you know
But
today,
but
once that Swamp Thing got here, I used to have several of the Bernie Wrights and Swamp Thing covers, and I sold them off, and immediately after I sold them on Whatnot for pretty cheap comparatively, and even after I sold them, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? I love those books. There was no issue for me. I just wanted to make some money, and I fell victim to hoping that it would generate more sales or something, but it didn't. And so I just basically gave away my great Rights and Swamp Thing stuff. So today I ended up going and buying, was it number 8 or 9?
9. I think it was 9.
9. It's like the really iconic cover. Like
Yeah.
it's like the best cover of the whole Rights and Run. And there's our special guest tonight.
I think she just knocked over one of my Legos.
She's like, bro, it is time for bed. What are you
Girl, you
doing?
go lay down.
She's done, man. 9 o'clock, she's out. But yeah, no. So I ended up grabbing one of those in a CGC. Got a really good deal on it, and just was one of those where I was like, oh my god, it's in really good shape. It's a high grade. It's a good price. So I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it. It should be here the end of this week or something. So that'll be something
Nice.
exciting to look forward to. Maybe I'll show it off on the next stream. So, but yeah, that's about all I got this week. So not nothing, just back issues mostly. So. But yeah, all right. Well, if you got nothing to add on that front, I guess we can go ahead and jump into the single slide we have for the rundown this week. So, my
Let's do
man,
it.
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it. All right, no book means we're just going to talk about the release schedule. And there is actually something interesting about the release schedule for once. Usually this is the boring part of the show. And well, it depends on who you ask. But we actually have some interesting things happening with the release. And so we're going to go through the early stuff, and then we'll talk about what's happening at the end here. So coming up, we've got Absolute Wonder Woman number 4 on the 22nd, number 1 third print on the 22nd, and number 2 second print on the 22nd. We've talked about that a little bit. That's just, we've said it's Absolute Wonder Woman Day that day. Just go get them all. Then on the 5th, we've got Absolute Superman number 4 coming out. That's exciting. That's exciting. And then I guess in between, no, it can't be in between those weeks. I'm sorry. So the next week, we have Absolute Batman number 5, which is your favorite week of release there. And so we got Absolute Batman number 5. It is coming out on the 12th. But the most interesting thing here, and I don't know if I shared this with you or if you saw this, but so this is a little bit of might be happening live right now. DC has announced a pretty interesting thing where they are going to release further printings of all the issues thus far. And this is in response to some of the high demand and the scarcity on some of these later printings that we're seeing. It's been it's kind of a response to just readers having a little bit of trouble getting their hands on the books. it's also just a way to sell more books. Let's call a spade a spade. Like, DC's about that money. I mean, they're all about that money, and this is going to be a good way to make that money. So, did you know about any of this happening?
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay.
saw it.
Okay, cool. So, they are going to be releasing Absolute Batman number 1 through 3, and you're going to on this is all on the 12th. This is everything that's dropping on February 12th. This was pretty like a kind of a last minute announcement.
Valentine's Day special for the
Yeah,
week.
it is crazy. So on the 12th, we obviously are getting Absolute Batman number 5. That's going to be probably the highest selling issue of the day, of the week, I guess. But Absolute Batman number 1 through 3 will be re-released in a fifth, third, and second printing. Absolute Superman, and I don't know. I didn't see number 3. I would assume they're going to release number 3. I don't know, but I didn't see it on the list. I might have just missed it. But at least Absolute Superman number 1 and 2 are going to release in a third and second printing, and then Absolute Wonder Woman. Even though on the 22nd we're getting third and second print of 1 and 2, we're going to get fourth, third, and second print of 1, 2, and 3 of Absolute Wonder Woman. What do you think?
I think if you haven't started reading, this is your chance to get in the game.
You can go to your LCS on that Wednesday and literally catch up with all of it at one time. You don't have to worry about going back and digging through back issues. You don't have to worry about paying a premium. You can walk in there, pay cover price, get all of the books, read them, get right into the story. I think it's kind of genius to do this now before they're adding 3 more series in the next month.
Right. And before these arcs are over, because we're getting close to the first sets being over.
Right, because you're already there. It would be assumed that your LCS would have a copy or 2 of Absolute Batman number 4 laying around. If they don't, well, they might not because it is the origin story. But if they don't, the interesting thing is considering Absolute Batman number 4 is kind of an off story, you can just pick up Absolute Batman number 5 on this day and read the entire arc right there in front of you.
Well, there'll be a second print coming of it anyway.
Of course. It's actually, I've been seeing some of the reaction to that. You know, we were very positive about that issue for the most part. We just wanted more, I think. I think that was the general consensus between the two of us. And it has been very positively received in the community as well, I think. I think everything I've seen has been, people really enjoyed that origin story. And you know, when you have a character whose origin story has been beat to death, you know, beat. You know, you actually you can write a new origin for them and make it fun and interesting. That's always a win. But have you seen any of the covers for any of these new printings?
I've probably glanced through them. I don't.
So
Pretty sure I've
DC
seen a couple.
DC is really leaning on its heavy hitters here. So what they did is they took the original Jim Lee variants for the first issues that released. So they were all the cover Bs, I guess, the Jim Lee covers. Because Jim Lee did one for each. He did one for Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, and Absolute Wonder Woman. And the Absolute Superman is actually our subscriber giveaway. So like and subscribe and share. How about that?
Like and subscribe.
And you get the original, not the new one. But the new 5th, 3rd, and 4th printings of Absolute Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman will be those Jim Lee variants from the original run. But they are like red. They're red. DC's doing that alternate color thing where they do the same cover, they just turn it red. yeah. So I know that's always a point of contention with some people because they're like, I don't know which one it is. And I think I even made a comment on Black Crown last week where I was like, I had a issue number 5 of Scott Snyder's Batman run for like a year thinking it was the first printing and then like realizing later that I didn't. And it was only a slight variation of the original cover. But I didn't know, and that was 2011, right? So, like, I could have gone on the internet and just looked it up. That's probably what happened. But, you know, when I'm in the store, I'm just going through back issue bins. It doesn't say anywhere on there. So I was like, all right, I don't have this one. I'm going to grab it. And then didn't even realize it at the time. But, yeah. But I got it now, obviously. But... But at the time, I was pretty upset because they were pretty scarce because it was right as that series was coming out, and they were not easy to get. But yeah, so pretty cool release. Any other thoughts on that you got? I mean, obviously, I think it's a good move for DC to try to keep
No,
readers
I
in.
mean obviously, yeah, keep people reading. People who haven't read could still jump on board. And plus, I mean, like you said, the money, they can still make a whole lot more money before they release any trades. So
Right.
that's what they're doing.
Yep. I think you're
But if
right.
people are gonna buy it, why not?
Yep.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but yeah, that covers that. We didn't go any further than that because I think that news kind of, I mean, literally anybody that's watching us and not listening to us on Spotify, now on Spotify, please like and follow. Um, uh, Anybody that's not listening to us on Spotify that's actually watching the video here, you'll see that release block is half of the graphic here. So I didn't want to go any further than the 12th. I usually go a month out, but I really didn't want to because I wouldn't have any room for that picture there. So, and it's a very cool picture. That is actually the Jim Lee variant for Absolute Wonder Woman. That's the only Jim Lee variant I didn't get in stores when it dropped. So that sucks. But hey, I'll get this one. But yeah, so that's it for that one. So I think it might be time, unless you've got anything else, for us to go on to the news.
move it along.
Move it along. All right, and I am 3/4 of the way through this old fashioned, so we're moving at a nice steady pace here. As always, we've got the aftermarket performance on the first slide for the news, and womp womp womp, only one book, and it's only in the runners up, nothing in the top 10 this week for Absolute, because Mark Spears owns the world.
Yet again.
Yeah, so, but we do have it in the runner-up. We've got Absolute Batman #1 first printing, which is just kind of hung out up there for a while now. We've got it up there at number 13, lucky number 13, still selling a lot of units, and that's really good to see. And we always kind of fall off topic when we cover the top 10, but I do want to point out this just happens every time, because if you go to Cover Price and you look at the top 10, you will see things on there and they just instantly pull you in. And this week, 1, 2, and 3 are all Marvel Rivals covers. All of them.
I didn't buy one of them.
Yeah, well, I didn't know this until until we were talking on the weekly wrap up at Black Crown last week, that the Spider-Man variant, the one that's been pretty hot, the Spider-Man, the Venom, and Magic. So it's Magic, Venom, and Spider-Man are the 3 hottest books this week. I did not realize this, but the Spider-Man book, that variant was on FOC before the game came out. So you would have had to have ordered it before the game came out, or you would have had to rush to your comic shop last week and grabbed it. It's gone now. I mean, they're gone.
I'm pretty sure I saw them when I went. I just didn't get them.
Yeah, and like, I always think highly sought after Marvel variants seem to really fly off the shelves at my LCS, and I'm sure it's different from store to store. I'm sure some stores do better with DC than Marvel, and vice versa. I'm sure that happens. But at mine, Marvel variants don't hang out very long. So it is what it is. So I definitely missed the boat on that, and I just thought it was crazy because it was on FOC before, like a while before the game came out. So anybody that got that on FOC, you're a Nostradamus. So any surprises on the top 10 for you? I mean, just Mark Spears and Rivals everywhere.
Was Lobo still up there?
Yeah, Lobo's at number. Yeah, so 4 and 5, and interestingly enough, the Lobo miniseries, the Lobo #1 is at 4, and Omega Men is at number 5 actually. So it dropped from 1 to 5.
There's what is it? The new, was it Long Halloween? Is that in the top 20 or?
Yeah, it's at number 19, right in front of Hulk #1.
So,
the Red Hulk cover.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, it's that time of the year. The movie's about to come out. So.
Yep. And there's a whole, that always brings up the debate: is that the real first appearance of Red Hulk, or is it in number 2? Yeah. So
he's on the cover.
Yeah, he's on the cover, but
always those arguments.
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much the coverage. We do have We do have some Malice love. Anybody that's played Marvel Rivals, first appearance of Malice, I believe. I think I'm right here. Fantastic Four number 280, I believe is what it is. That one has creeped up into the top 10 at number 10. Yep, first appearance of Malice. It's not, overly, like, you can get a really good copy of this for $5. It's not like it's a crazy book, right?
Right.
But Malice has taken the world by storm.
Well, that if they do the Marvel Rivals cover for that one, I will buy that one for sure.
I'm sure you will, but they're gonna have
If
to make it.
it's
They're gonna have to make it a magazine edition to fit all that extra.
don't change the character design, and I promise I will buy that one. So
Oh man. So yeah. So that one did creep up in the top 10. So cool mixture. A lot of Mark Spear still hot, and a lot of rival stuff. But yeah, just one absolute book this week at number 13, and of any of the books, it's the one you expect to be there. Even though DC All In Special has just been living in the top 20.
I hope it makes its return. I hope it comes back.
I'm sure it will. And speaking of DC All In Special, we will be doing the official post for the giveaway, the signed Scott Snyder DC All In Special number 1. We'll be doing that the day of this release. So anybody that's with us on release day, at noon on Tuesday, we will post the post on the TrekWars Comics Instagram. All you have to do is follow us at TrekWars Comics, and we will give you all the details and everything you need to do to win that book. And here's the deal: there is no minimum here. So if it's one person that enters, that person is winning the book, straight up. And it ain't gonna be either one of us because we got copies, so I don't really care. I ain't trying to get it. So enter in, see if you can get a free book. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And so we'll put that up the day of the release of this podcast. That'll be this Tuesday at noon. So if you listen to us in the morning, come back at noon, check out the post, do all the cool post things, and win yourself a free book. And it's a signed book with a COA by the man himself, the architect, Scott Snyder. So, So, anything else on the aftermarket you want to add on that?
No, that's about it. Just make me that Marvel Rivals Malice cover.
Please, somebody, my man, I need it.
Mark Spears is going to do a horror one.
Speaking of need it, the Bills did just kick a second field goal, so that Swamp Thing issue was officially free.
Ooh, that's a win.
That's a win. I didn't even pay for it at this point. So, oh man, so that's good. That's good. That's a good end to the Sunday evening. All right, moving on. We got some more absolute news. There is an issue with this one, so we're going to ignore the typo on the slide. So that's my little spell of unprofessionalism. I forgot to change the title here, but it's okay. So it is not the Absolute Universe Thrives on the Comic Hub Top 50. We talked about that last week, but Free Comic Book Day details have come out from DC talking about the big release on Free Comic Book Day, and we are getting a dual issue release from DC with a look at the new Superman series by Dan Slott of Spider-Man fame. I believe ASM. I could get me wrong. I am not up on my Spider-Man recently. So, but yeah, I believe ASM. So Dan Slott's new Superman series. That's exciting for people. And also split issue. We'll have a story set in the Absolute Universe by the man who is going to be penning the Absolute Flash, Mr. Jeff Lemire. And it is a tease. The art kind of shows the tease there. We've got the three original covers from Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. And it's like glass is shattering, and all it is a fist with a little glowing eye in the background. So Jeff Lemire said that we're going to introduce a new character. We don't know what that means. Does it mean the absolute version of a character we know about? Does it mean a brand new character? Is it Barry Allen? I'm just saying. He mentioned the thing about Barry Allen being involved, but not in a way you would think. This is like the perfect this is the perfect example of that happening. You know what I mean? But no, I don't know. I've had some conversation with some people. Some people think it's Brainiac, but for me, I don't know that would really be a new character because we've already seen him.
Yeah, I don't know why that fits into new.
Yep. Because I
'Cause
mean, he's literally at the end of Superman issue 1, right? I mean, if I remember correctly,
Yeah,
you see him with his back turned,
behind
and
the
the little bottle
monitor.
cities behind him, yeah, behind the monitor with all the stuff hooked up and all that, yeah. So, I don't know. It's interesting. I get the Brainiac thought though, because the hand is green, that's shattering the glass and everything, but the eye thing, I don't know. I mean, is it Deathstroke? I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. Could be a totally new character, and if that's the case, great. Because I'm down for new characters. I'm always down for a new attempt at a villain or some new storyline. Any idea behind this one?
No, like because you said new, and so I'm thinking new. Like it's just too vague. It's just not enough. Like who's it gonna be? Like it's like you said. Is it a whole new character that we've never had, or a new character in the Absolute Universe?
Right.
And you obviously don't want to say the ones we already know are coming. So who would be left out? And then I mean I don't know.
Yeah, it's
I have
tough.
no idea.
And my thing is are we getting the look at? Are we going back to? Are we going to see the Legion? Like, where's the Legion?
That has to come back up at
Right,
some
like that was
point.
such a major reveal in the All In Special. Is it the Legion? Is it, where's Booster? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's like?
That's what I love the most about that issue is Booster, and I haven't
Yeah,
gotten more Boosters,
yeah.
so
Where's
I don't
Booster?
know.
And the problem with me just saying Booster instead of Booster Gold is I can't help but think of Sinbad and Jingle All the Way. You know him saying, "Nobody likes you, Booster." Um,
God, these are my top 3 Christmas movies.
it's solid. It's solid. Put that cookie down. Um, but so we don't know. We don't really know what's going to happen here. But there's a lot going on.
Oh, I just had the whole movie play through my head. God,
In a
so
split
good. Sorry.
second.
Golly.
That'll wrap some chains around you. All right, this is getting off the rails here. No, but yeah. So let's debate Christmas movies real quick since we got some time. It's not like it's late or anything. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So we don't know if what we're gonna see. We don't know who we're gonna get. I like the Brainiac idea because I want to flesh that out more. I don't know if they're going to just save that for Absolute Superman and just keep that there.
Right.
Because this seems like it's threading things together. Like it seems like it's bringing the stories together one after another, right? And it's kind of hard to tell what they're going to do with it, but it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to it. And if you come in on February 12th and buy those issues and catch up, then you're going to be in a good shape when May comes around. If you kind of keep up with the other series, you're going to be in good shape to see what we're talking about here, because this book will be free and it'll be available, and you can go to your comic shop and you can grab it, and hopefully they didn't stamp it.
They always stamp it.
I hate it.
They
Don't
always
stamp it.
stamp it.
Don't stamp it. I
Save
know
your
where I
time
got
and
it.
energy. Yeah, don't stamp it.
Don't even pay for
They
the ink.
always
Don't stamp it.
it.
For anybody that's never been to a free comic book day, many of the free comic books come with a little white box, a massive white. It takes up so much of the cover sometimes.
It's like where the barcode would normally be, I guess.
Yeah, but they like triple it in
Blank.
size. It's always
Yeah,
so
they do.
big.
With the stamp. You got a big stamp.
And so they give stores an opportunity to like stamp it with their store logo or something like that, and it's a cool thing to do, right? Like it's cool, right? Because you get to, it's free store publicity. You put it on there so everybody knows where the book came from. I just want the book. I don't need the stamp, man. Just give me the book. But it's okay. I'm all about it. It's all good. The bills are going on. So yeah. So we're going to find out a little bit more in May about what's going to happen there. But it is exciting. It does seem like they're building towards something. And speaking of building towards something, this is what we call a segue in the biz. We have some news from Scott Snyder himself about what's coming up for Absolute Batman. And I know that this interests you probably more than anybody. So this week, Scott Snyder did an interview with Owen Likes Comics. That's a great channel. If you guys have not seen Owen Likes Comics, it's just super informative. A lot of cool stuff going on over there. So yeah, great stuff. But he did an interview with Owen Likes Comics, and he stated that starting with issue 7, we are going to get a new arc, obviously, because we know that the zoo is going to finish here in the next issue or two, I believe. It's 5, right? So we got 3, so 4, 5,
6.
So we got 2 more issues, and then we'll be done with the zoo. So issue number 7 will pick up immediately, and we'll start a new mini arc called Absolute Zero. And for anybody that's familiar with Scott Snyder, your first thought is, oh, 0 year. We're getting a 0 year thing? Is this going to be Riddler? But no, he means absolute zeros in the temperature, because he has confirmed that we will see absolute Mr. Freeze. What do you think? Are you excited?
Ice cold. That was my Arnold.
All right, everybody, chill. This is the second Arnold reference
I know,
in this episode.
Taking over. Jingle all the way to What Killed the Dinosaurs, the Ice Age. That's horrible, and terrible.
I
watched that recently too.
I can literally never say chill and not say it like Arnold does in that movie. Chill.
Yeah, well, and it's anytime Mr. Freeze is brought up, it's the first thing I think of too, which is great because he's not like
it's not
the
great
best or anything. It's just what you think of. I'm excited because I like knowing that we have something that we're going to someone different. Just curious to see how because again, and it was said like everything's going to be different. These characters, a lot of these villains are Bruce's buddies.
Yep.
But obviously, some of the villains will still be villains. So just to see how they twist him up and make him different.
Yeah. Well, we do have some confirmation about some of his backstory that will be different.
His no wife,
no Ice Cube wife. Nora isn't frozen. If she even is his wife, yeah. But he doesn't have the frozen wife, so already.
Why would he be upset now? Why would he want to freeze?
Right, exactly. So like, what's the drive behind this guy? So we'll see. But I do think it's going to be interesting. We finally get some new, another new introduction of the series. Excuse me. And also, something I know that you're going to love is that we got more information on Absolute Joker.
Issue 13.
Issue 13. Rich Boy.
And so we've had just the one panel that I missed after the first issue. And so now we're waiting. So probably by 13, Absolute Zero is probably coming to an end. And so Joker's to carry it.
Yeah, I think that Absolute Zero is only supposed to go 2 issues, according to Snyder.
Okay.
He said that it was going to be 7 and 8, and then we would get a 5-issue arc, and then we would get to number 13, which all that kind of tracks, right?
Right.
I'm doing the math quickly, but I think that's right. Like 5, yeah. So.
And originally, I believe they said they were doing 26 issues.
25.
So were they playing 25?
25.
So obviously, excuse me, halfway point for the Joker.
Yeah. And I think that one's going to really drag. It's going to not drag, but that's definitely the wrong word here. But I think that one's really going to that arc will stretch. I know that Snyder has said that he wants to try to keep the 5-issue, 6-issue arc thing intact because he feels like that's a good. I guess he feels like that's a good frame to kind of keep the arcs together. But he did say that in issue 7, while we're getting this information about Absolute Mr. Freeze, we will also be getting a little bit of a look at this new Joker, this Absolute Joker, who has this almost limitless amount of resources. Very much Bruce Wayne-esque. Very much the rich kind of billionaire. He's obviously probably not the billionaire playboy style like Bruce Wayne, but maybe he is. We don't know. But we will be getting more information in issue 7 about this Absolute Joker. And Snyder has teased some panels too, and it's been a lot of fun. So if you're not following Scott Snyder on Instagram or on Blue Sky or anything like that, you need to, because he is not shy about putting these little panels out there that are maybe not like that certainly aren't spoiling anything, but that truly like get you excited for what's coming. And um, I know you mentioned the 25 issues. Um, he actually mentioned that in this interview where he was talking about his future here and what he was going to do, and that I think it's his hope that he continues on as consulting. I don't know if he will hand over Absolute Batman to someone else for full time writing or what. The fan in me hopes not, but also you know I admittedly, until he handed over some of the Batman writing to James Tynion, I didn't know who James Tynion was until I read him in Batman in the original run when he was writing some of the stuff for Talon, and then he ended up writing the Talon solo series, which was really enjoyable. It was a lot of fun, and that was my first introduction to James Tynion, and so. I trust that whoever, if he does hand it over, it will go to someone who can handle it. But the fan in me just wants more. I just want more Scott Snyder Batman. I know he did 52 in the new 52, which was a cool thing, but I would really like him to stay on longer than 25 issues, but we'll see what happens. But he did say that he wanted to continue to consult and to continue to flesh this universe out. So even then, it looks like we still might get the overall vision, even if he's not actively writing a series full time. So what did you think about this news? I mean, are you excited?
Oh yeah, definitely excited because I know there was a lot of confusion at the start. Because then we thought it was 5 issues,
Yeah.
a little series, and then we find out where it's just an arc, and then we throw in year one, and then he said 25, but then he says we plan to do more, and it's successful. So I obviously wanted to keep going. So I'm excited. Then you tie in the Joker. I also like that we haven't built it around the Joker so far, because even though the Joker's my favorite, I think we overused the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Let it be
Yeah.
something a little different.
You know how I feel. We've had that conversation a bunch.
I
It's like
love my Joker, but Batman has so many. Let's just
it's
not
yeah. I
use
mean,
the Joker so
there's
much.
he probably. I mean, it's not probably. He has the richest bank of villains to tap into,
Mm-hmm.
and it just seems like everybody is scared to do it. Nobody wants to
Right.
do it, and I mean they do it in the comics because they have to, and because why wouldn't they? I mean these writers, I feel like the people that write Batman for the most part get Batman. Like they understand that there's so much to do there, and it's it's nice because there's such a wealth of there's such a wealth of good material there from all these years of good writing and all of these years of really good creative ideas that they don't have to continue just to rely on Joker. And but sadly, it feels like in media, it hasn't always been that way. I mean, it feels like in media, good lord, we have to put the Joker in everything. We
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that we even see the Joker. We have to, even if he's not on screen, we got to hear him laughing. You know what I mean? Like I'm just it's tough. Like even the like slight hints at the Joker in the Matt Reeves universe is just like we don't need to do this, guys. Like Matt Reeves can make this absolutely perfect and not bring the Joker in ever. Like he made a whole series that didn't talk about Batman, and it was set in Gotham.
Right.
Like they didn't mention the Bat like one time the whole time, and it was one of the best series I've seen in forever. So it just goes to show you that when you really start to scratch the surface on some of these characters, you don't have to rely so heavily on the Joker. All that being said, I'm excited about this because this is fresh. This is new. It feels cool. I mean, like it really feels like you can really do a lot of really cool things here. Whereas, we're not getting this kind of. Well, he might be unhinged. We don't really know anything about him, but we just know that he's very rich and has almost unlimited resources. So I'm sure you're excited, though, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, like I said, it's playing into one we haven't built it off of him so far, and it's going to be different. So like that's something to look forward to. It's not going to be the same tread type thing. For now, at least it appears that way. So
yeah,
I'm definitely excited. I'll still be here at issue 13, so I'm not going anywhere.
yeah. I mean, I'll be here. I mean, truly, I'll be here as long as Snyder's here because giving me a reason not to. I mean, like, is every issue perfect? No, but the grand, the grand, the totality of the work certainly is always really, really, really good. So, we're getting Mr. Freeze. We're getting more information on the Joker. We're getting information on the future of the Absolute Universe. I know that he did mention briefly that we were going to be exploring Arc M a little bit too, so that's going to be exciting. That was something I think that was mentioned very quickly and then immediately almost just completely just like over the shoulder, not thinking about it right now. We're focusing on something else.
Right.
And that's the beauty of the year one issue. It's just like it really takes you out of it. So you almost have to. I'm going to reread issue 3 before I read issue 5 in a couple weeks. So because I want to refresh everything that happened in issue 3. So, but yeah, so that's all we got. This was a short episode, guys. We don't really have a whole lot. I mean, we gave you some Arnold Schwarzenegger references. That was fun. We quoted some movies. We talked about, sports. I mean, what else is there? What do we got?
Malice.
Caked
Malice.
up.
Malice in the
Caked
Palace.
up. Yeah, Malice at the Palace. Oh man! So for anybody that doesn't know, we are freakish sports fans.
I thought you were going the other way with the Malice version.
No. We are crazy sports fans, and we cheer for franchises that never win. And so we are constantly battered. But 90% of our conversation revolves around sports, and the other 5% is comics, and the other 5% is whatever else we have time for. But it won't. Don't be shocked for multiple sports references on this show. It's just part of the banter at this point. But yeah. So anyway, well, man, what you got coming up, man? You got any streams? You got anything? You playing Rivals?
I did play Rivals, but if you play with the randos, it's just horrible. It's bad for my blood pressure. I gotta have a full team of working with people, so I gave up on Rivals for now. Fortnite, they brought Godzilla in, so I've been doing a little Fortnite grinding to get Godzilla. We'll definitely be streaming.
You can do an MLK stream tomorrow?
That's the plan. I do need to go see Wolfman tomorrow, possibly.
That looks spoopy, and I will not watch it.
I hope it's scary. So I gotta see that, and pretty much it. What we got coming up? February, Valentine's Day. Nothing crazy.
You should get your wife this set of Absolute Universe books. All 9 of them.
I don't think she would appreciate it, unfortunately.
She might. You never know. You don't know till you try.
Every time she sees a chart, she's like, "Did you get another book?" I'm like, maybe.
I might.
I
might have.
Then I just show her my green on FanDuel, and she's like, "Okay."
Okay, it equals out. That Swamp Thing was free.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm in the green on the Swamp Thing purchase now.
Yeah.
Basically, they paid me to buy it. That's what I'm gonna tell my wife. He paid me. But that's awesome. Obviously this will come out on Tuesdays, so it'll be a little late for the MLK stream. But do go to is it okay? Remind me again, because I'm gonna put it in the description. But is it Rebel _ on YouTube, or is it just Rebel Recess?
Just Rebel Recess.
Just Rebel Recess on YouTube. So yeah, go YouTube, Rebel Recess, all one word, and like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you can get notified when my boy goes live. Those streams are fun. If you want to play with him, you can do that. All you got to do is get on and just get on and request to play, and he will let you in, and you get to play live on the stream with the guy. Last thing, because we're only at 45 minutes, so I got to ask you, do you have a favorite on Rivals yet? I mean, this is a comic show, so we're going to ask.
When I was playing, I liked playing with Punisher. I was doing okay with Punisher.
It feels natural to play with Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher's like my play style.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm a Moon Knight guy. I'm really digging Moon Knight. That's been a lot of fun for me. Moon Knight and Punisher are about the only ones I don't get my ass handed to me on. So there's that. So I'm getting frustrated in a game if I start out as Moon Knight and by like 2 minutes in, I'm already Punisher. Yeah, you can guarantee I'm pissed off if you can't hear me on the mic.
Yeah, that's not good. I'd probably, if I played with a real team though, I'm down to be someone's healer. I
Yeah.
have I'm not stuck on anything. I'll do whatever it takes to win. I'll be that guy. Whatever it
Oh
takes.
man, yeah. So yeah, we'll get on it. We'll play some. It'll be fun. But yeah. So yeah. Nope. That's all I got this week, man. Do you got anything to add? Anything crazy happening?
No, let's get more books in here.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Well, we've already said you can find my man over at Rebel Recess on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at TrekWars Comics. If you're watching this on YouTube, then you already know where to find me. And yeah, if you are interested in learning more about comic values and what's shaking up the market, I write every week at Cover Price for their Shaker Report. Go check out Cover Price in general. It is a great tool. Follow all the homies that go through and put all this hard work in for us to have this information to be ready for FOC and New Comic Book Day. I'm looking at you, Lefteros. We follow my boy Black Crown. All these people that make this community work. I mean, they're just this is a great community. The hobby is vibrant. It's alive. It's well. There's some great people out here. So support these people. Go out there. Go to your local comic shop. Buy some books and come hang out with us every week. We thank you for hanging out with us this week. And unless you got anything else, we're gonna peace out quickly this week.
Later.
Later.